This is what I do too all the time.
Hello, Facebook.
Buongiorno.
We're live. We're live in my backyard with this guy, my brother. He's known as a J.R. Bourne.
This is my sister. She is known as a Kimberly Ann Bourne MacGregor.
And I'm so excited because he's in Toronto when he's normally in Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
Si.
So for my other page, well, this is Kimspiration, and one of the things we want to talk about is this guy that I love and adore, and obviously we've been around this life journey for a really long time together, like my whole life.
My whole life too.
And actually your whole life too.
We used to be known as the Wonder Twins.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Shape of a bucket of water.
Form of an eagle. Let's go put that fire out.
Let's do it. Come on.
And we're also known as the Lego Twins.
Lego Twins. Build anything, anywhere, anytime. We were so good at that.
We love that.
But this guy right here had a little dream when he was just a little guy that he wanted to be an actor, and he wanted to entertain. He was always entertaining people around the house anyway, weren't you? A little schmo.
We all were.
We all were. Oh, yeah. But you were the best entertainer of all, for sure. Singer, dancer, actor. He did it all. But the most amazing thing, well, there's so many things. He is one of my best friends in the whole world. He's the most honest. He tells me everything that I need to do to grow. He's just an awesome person, and I respect you so much. I'm going to get emotional just thinking about it. But I thought, for my other page, Live Your Most Amazing Life by Design, you have done that, and you are doing that in your chosen field, which is acting. And so I would just like to bring that to my friends and audience. Look, there's Uncle Lindsay.
Uncle Lindsay.
Look who's here with me. OMG. Monica Burns, she used to babysit the kids, and she was Maddie's Kumon teacher. Hello, everybody. And but how did you do it?
I feel like I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know that it will ever end. I don't know that I'll ever get to a point where I go like, okay, I'm done. At least in regards to like a career and creating, and there's always going to be something new that I want to achieve or do. But in the beginning, I mean, you actually told me listen, the one thing that from the very get-go, which helped me, and then just kind of, because it just keeps expanding. There was not sort of one thing that I went, okay, here it is. Here's what's going to make me successful, and now I just have to do that. Yeah. As I've gone, I learn something more. I learn something new. I find another block. I get another obstacle. My insecurities, my fears, they all flare up at different times in my life, and I have to do something different or figure out a different way of moving past that. But in the very, very beginning, you remember you used to say, walk out of every audition and shrug your shoulders and be like, if I get it, I get it, and if I don't, I don't.
Yes.
I mean, I did that. So that sort of started the ball rolling of sort of being like...
I had a small part.
It was a big part. That was like the biggest thing, because auditions, are not...
They're hard.
They're freaking hard, man.
They're tough.
So that was the first sort of, I think, voyeur into that idea of, listen, if I train as hard as I possibly can and continue training, so that's, and I learn this craft, and I continue learning this craft, and there's all these other things, but this element of, I think what we do think and what we put out there in our thoughts, and that all plays a huge part as well, and how we approach the whole thing, and how we approach the things that scare us, and the things we freaking hate, and the things that seem like are, some people can look at auditions and be like, that's the thing that's stopping me, that's my block, and it isn't.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It isn't, and I don't know that it ever is just one thing, but so that whole little shruggy thing was an energy thing that kind of, you know what I mean? That just kind of bled into all these other little things that I would learn, and technique and what have you, to help me deal with the life shit that comes, and and for everybody, not just an actor, but just happens to anybody in life, because I think it's all a journey, right?
Yeah, and that's so awesome. And I think one of the things that I can say that I noticed in you, and again, I think this applies to trying to achieve success in any area of your life, whether it's your career as an entrepreneur, in your job, or in your relationships, or raising children, whatever that is, you decided to jump all in. You decided that you were going to go full out and you were going to do it, and there was no back door.
Balls to the walls.
Balls to the walls. That's what he did. And he did it. And you know, you got traction pretty quickly as soon as you made that decision, because he was in business school. He was studying business at Ryerson, and then was like, okay, what am I doing? This isn't my calling. My calling is to...
Well, Mark Baggio slapped me across the face and was like,
Mark,
what the F are you doing?
for so many reasons.
Yeah, he was the one that really, back in, you know, the 90s, was like, what are you doing? Like, all you do is talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, that's clearly your passion. But that was the story.
Yeah. Hi, Clarissa. So that was one thing, is that you decided to be all in, and you did it. And then you had success. You moved to Vancouver. You had some really good success in Toronto, and then you moved to Vancouver, and that was awesome. And you did really well. And then you made another really tough decision, which a lot of actors make, and that was to move to LA.
Yeah.
And that was, I know the first few years was terrible for you.
Not the first few years. The first few years in LA was fine. I mean, it was not, I shouldn't say, it was fine. You know, we've talked about this as well, like the definition of words and how we are so associated to, like, you know, fine means this and bad means that and wrong means this. But our English words are, there's I think a lot of, it really is. Yeah, more than
different
just
definitions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the first few years weren't the tough. The toughness actually hit later. You know, a little further down the road for me in Los Angeles, and again, it was all my sort of like of did I make the wrong choice, or should I not have done this move? But again, those were just obstacles to overcome and challenges and
mindset to
get
yourself
hugely.
In place. And that leads me to the next thing, because we've had so many conversations, you and I, about you know, where your mind is at and what you're focusing on. And you saw in my office, I have that sign, where focus goes, energy flows.
Yes, yeah.
And I've said this before.
And it's the same thing, you know. I just to interrupt, because I haven't really said that. Where your focus goes is where your energy goes. It's the same thing. You know, when I've gone really heavy into training for a role, all my trainers are always about focus on the muscle where you're. I mean, it seems like a funny analogy, but the thing is, focus on that. Yeah. You're doing chest, focus on that chest. That's where your energy is going to go, and that's what you're developing. You know, meditation, Tai Chi, yoga. It's really that's really great.
Rituals to help you.
Well, that's great.
Create that focus, right?
Yeah, where your focus goes is where your energy goes.
I love
that.
And I jokingly say I think I was a bit of a slow learner, because I heard it so many times and I read it so many times, and I didn't get it until like the last couple of years. It's been crystal clear. It doesn't mean I've always done it perfectly, but it's been crystal clear that when I am in complete focus of where I'm going and what my vision is, and I don't get distracted by all the little stuff, then that's when I have my greatest level ups, my greatest leaps. And that's a challenge to get there. But again, for you had this vision. You had a vision that I remember before you landed Teen Wolf.
Yes.
Because you'd been on Stargate in a couple of lots of different episodic shows as guest stars, but you really wanted to land a TV series, a regular TV series.
I was ready,
and that was your focus. And I remember you saying, like, that's it, like, this is my focus now, because you know, at one point it was like, a movie star, is it going to be this, whatever it is, or movie focus, and so TV, and that's when that came. So
true.
What can you say to people watching?
And 10 years prior, it was to take a break from TV and do more indie films, and around 2001, and then I did the Leonard Cohen film, and then I went through about 3 or 4 years and did like almost, you know, only indie films, because that was what my body was sort of, that's what I wanted to do. And then it shifted again, and then again, and you're exactly right. Yeah, right before Teen Wolf, I was like, I'm ready to do like a long running, you know, I think this would be fun to do, and Teen Wolf came about.
And you got it. So what can you say? There's my hubby. He's just going to see the kids. Hi, hon.
Hey. That's my brother-in-law. Hi, brother-in-law.
Hello, family.
Hello, brother.
So what can you say about that element of focus? When, like, what was it that made you, because you were all in, you moved, you did all that stuff, and then something shifted in you that made you, like, you were decided. And I remember the conversation in the car. I was still working in my corporate job. I was on my way home from work, and I was so inspired to do, like, that's it. That's happening. It's going to happen. And then, like, it was a matter of months before it happened. So what can you say about that? Do you remember?
I do. And you listen, I don't know that I have the, you know, I don't know that I have the wording to sort of to make complete sense of it.
Yeah.
All I can say is that, and this is how it's been in the past for me as well, and I guess it does lead into, you know, what you're saying, you know, where you put your energy, or where you focus is where your energy goes.
Yeah.
I kind of work in tandem with my body, if that makes any sense. So you know the feeling,
Yeah.
you know the feeling when you do get that great phone call,
Yeah.
when you were modeling and acting and everything, and you got that phone call that said, hey, you got the gig, hey, you're going
Yes.
here, hey, you're doing
Yeah.
this, and you got that that excitement in
Yeah.
your body. You
Yeah.
felt it in the core of your gut, in your body, and it was exciting. I would feel that before getting the job. So I would feel that
Yes, that's
excitement in my body.
As if it was happening.
Completely.
Yes.
And there was no audition, and there was no possible talk of this TV series. There was none of that.
But you had that zing of joy.
I acknowledged the sort of just like, you know, this is clearly a right choice I'm making because I can feel how good it feels in here. And then
happened
and you know, and
in real life.
But I think it is all real life, right?
Yeah.
But
and you did it again at the end of Teen Run, a 7-year run.
Teen Wolf, yes.
Teen Wolf, I should say, at the end of Teen Wolf, the 7-year run, and you wanted to go from that to another job on a major network, and I remember that conversation too. You said, like, I want it to be on a major network, go straight to air, not even go through pilot season. And I remember he always loves to phone and tell us the good news because it is exciting. But this is like, it's not just acting, it's anything that you're doing.
It is.
To push yourself ahead, to push your business ahead, to create change.
And this being said, like, you also have to accept that, you know, I do believe that if this next show wasn't meant to be, you know, a show that I was involved in, then it wouldn't have come, and I would have accepted that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that I think is the hardest part. You have to accept that as well. You can't just accept
the good.
It's like you can't, you know, when you meditate or do yoga, or you go to the gym, or you're practicing capoeira, tai chi, or whatever it is, or you're reading a book, whatever it is you're doing in life, you can't only sort of be like, this is wonderful, and this is enjoyable, and this is great, and I'm doing the right thing, and this is tickety-boo.
Yeah, that's right, because there's moments that are going to challenge you.
Absolutely.
To make you question
so
if
when the
it's
shit
right
doesn't come, and when it doesn't work out the way that you hope, you also have to be accepting of that, because what is life if we don't have challenges and obstacles and things that are going to make us grow and change and learn and evolve? I mean, that's what I think it's, you know what I mean?
I love that you said that, because it's so true that life is never smooth sailing, and those challenges are there to continue to prove to you that you have what it takes. You know, I say to the kids all the time, you build your resilience muscles.
Yeah.
And you solidify your determination to be successful, despite the challenges, despite the time, and despite any self-doubt that enters your mind. Your job then is to overcome that, which you've done time and time again, obviously.
And I think it's going to keep happening.
Oh, for sure.
And I think
because we're not perfect. Oh my
from
God,
it.
what? Did I say that out loud?
I am.
Because we're human.
I am. I really am. I'm really perfect. I'm so unbelievably
perfect.
far from perfect. I'm schwitzing like a
I know it's hot out here.
pig out here now.
We'll wrap this up soon because it is hot, and I do have to get you back downtown.
We both have things that we have to go and do.
Yeah, we do.
Later
for sure.
today.
But anyway, so thanks for
Hey.
coming in. Is there any other one last tidbit of advice, Mr., that you would like to share with our audience here?
Yes.
Let's see who else is on. Sherry Weinberg. Hi,
Oh,
Sherry.
Sherry.
Anne-Marie Legault. Hello, everybody. Hello. So one more tidbit of advice, my sweet brother that I love and adore, on how to create your most amazing life. Because you're doing it. Like, it's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, love.
And you're just amazing. You're a role model for my children and for me. And I love
As
watching
are
your
you
journey.
guys, as are, you know how I feel about
Yeah.
them and
Yeah.
you and the whole damn clan.
So much love, yeah.
But it's true. And listen, we fight.
Well, we
We've
speak our
always-
mind, and we
argue and we
challenge
disagree
each
and we
other.
challenge one another and with the kids as well. But my one last piece of advice is, you know, just don't eat yellow snow ever. Ever.
Why not?
Because it means usually that probably an animal peed on it. And that's why it's yellow.
and that's just grossed as the kids used to say, grossed with a T on the end.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Do you remember Daddy used to say to us all the time? Do you have any advice, Dad? You know, if somebody if has Daddy advice or whatever, if we were on the boat or sailing, whatever, he'd be like, "Yeah, don't eat yellow snow."
Best tip: don't eat yellow snow.
Live your
Hard
life
to
and
do.
love it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And accept the ebbs and flows, the yin and yang, the bad and the good.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
Well, the bad makes you appreciate the good even more.
Yeah.
And live in gratitude, and I know you
Live in
and I both do that.
gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let people push you to be your best, because if you're surrounded by people who only let you get away with like just status quo, you need better people around you that are going to push you. That's what this guy does for me, and I think I do that for you.
You do.
We push each other to be our best and to level up and to try for more. So I'm so grateful for you. I'm so happy that he's here in the big city of TO, and now I have to drive him downtown. So thank you guys all for watching. There's our cousin Jessica Faith. Hi, sweet pea.
Jess.
And thank you
that.
guys all for joining us. I hope you can see this. It looks kind of dark on our screen.
does.
But anyway, we have him right here live in the backyard, and I thought I'd oh, that feels very smooth and like bristly.
I
all
have
the
very
same time.
soft hair. I really
very
do.
soft.
My beard's a lot. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay. Bye,
Love
everyone.
You.
Love you lots.
Love you all.
Love you. Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Jay.